Battery's fine. I'll just like move it every so often. Okay.
That's your friend, maybe?
And the battery on the camera is still full, so
Yeah, I'm just going to, I guess, change this. I don't want the light thing to death.
Yeah.
Dead.
I think it's because.
Okay, what was the question? Like, don't throw me up because I don't want it to be like too much freestyle.
Yeah.
You want to cover this and then. I forgot what was my question. My last question. Do you remember?
I think it was on proof of stability
yes.
of price.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna repeat the question.
Yeah. Are you guys ready to go?
Is it recorded? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Let's see. Yeah, I can hear you fine. Just tell me when you're ready to go again. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
We were speaking on the difference between proof of work, proof of stake, and why certain coins seems to be more volatile than others. And also, not only that, but it seems like in the market, the exchange market, any coin using the proof of stake seem to, to cost less or to be worth less than a coin that's using the proof of work. And then you were explaining clearly that it depends on the supply that's out there. The proof of work, being limited, and we know exactly how much that can be mined. It's not mined as opposed to proof of stake where the supply is already out there and there's so much of it. Could that be the main reason why it seems to be not going up in value anymore?
Yeah, I think in pure economic sense, demand and supply put it that way. So in tokens that rely on proof of stake, that's where you see price fluctuations are basically driven by hype,
Right.
rather than its actual tokenomics that it kind of yeah, right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess concerning the blockchain and the mining, I always wondered, once all the blocks are mined, it's the Bitcoin, the blockchain. Once it's all mined, what's next for Bitcoin?
If you look at it in that way, once it's all fully mined, there's undeniable that it has to move to proof of stake, and that's going to be in the natural demand and supply, the hype, going to get involved. So I think that's a natural progression. Mining can only end at a certain time. So to your question, it will definitely move to proof of stake.
That's interesting because that's how I had it in my mind as well. Like comparing to how the internet started, where you didn't have much to do on it. You can go on, I guess, the dust mode and just type in and program it like that, right? You can program, but you're not actually seeing any graphic until somebody came and programmed a way to graphically see things and moving towards that. And now, whenever you use a computer, rarely do you just use the back end of the computer and programming. You can actually use a mouse now and play music, watch video. Everything seems to be more visual, and to the point where we actually forget that there's actually coding in the back end of this. So my question that I didn't make you aware, but I wanted to ask, how important is coding on the blockchain? Or programming on the blockchain for the future? For teenagers, they like programming, right? They program on HTML, JavaScript, and C++, and all these other languages that's existent. But now that the technology blockchain is actually, the internet of money, how important then becomes for someone who's enthused with coding, programming, to to start learning how to program on the blockchain because that's where everything is going towards.
I guess it depends on how serious one is in terms of in the blockchain itself. If you're just for the fun of like creating your own token, say a guitar token,
Yes.
you don't need programming language or any sophistication to do that. It's easily forkable on any smart contract.
Okay.
There are Remix Ethereum, which is easy to use. You don't really need programming language for that. But having said that, if you intend to bring this project or this token to a different height by adding more use cases, adding more utilities, that's where the knowledge of programming comes in. So I think there's a different, depending on what you want. So to your question, you don't need to be,
Savvy into
Correct.
coding in order to get involved with cryptocurrency.
Yes.
I guess where I was trying to go with this here is because I'm actually encouraging teenagers, young adults, people to get involved with coding itself because I see the importance of learning how to program things, right?
Yep.
But then again, programming is not for everybody. A lot of people like art. Some people like art. Some people like to be with computers. Some people like sports. Some people like there's a lot of things that people are interested in. But if you came to let's say computer science in itself and someone who's maybe a computer network, and they are interested into coding, right? Because the interest has to be there first, right? So once you get someone to be interested in coding, right, and they enjoy it, right? Of course, they're gonna learn the basic language such as C++, which is very basic, just to know how to build an algorithm, right, to solve simple equation like 1 + 1 and things of that nature. Now, in agreement with what you're saying, once you master the basic knowledge of coding, I want to sway people to not look into just coding on for Windows or Linux or those type of platform and Apple talking and those type of platform, but if you're interested, once you're interested in coding, to sway, I guess, your vision towards the blockchain and do the things that you said, such as if you wanted to come and alter what Ethereum is doing, of course, then you have to have the knowledge of the program. But if you just, like you said, if you just want to create a token, then there's already codes or resources in place that you can kind of just piece together, right?
Exactly.
But someone coded that already for you, right? Is that what you were saying? It's already been put in place. Someone already programmed that for you in order for you to just put them together. Like you have a few platforms out there where if you want to build a website, you don't have to learn how to code a website.
And use Wix.
You can go to Wix where you just put things together, and there you go. You have a website. But someone coded that to make it easier for you.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So yes, my idea was how important is coding for the next generation, and especially on the blockchain.
I think once you get more engaged into it, there'll be questions that you'll ask yourself.